Hey everyone, how we doing today, guys? This is Holy Mike at EPG Gaming Studios, and we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and we're going to do a review on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a deep dive into it, what to expect, what I think about it, playing on the different consoles, how I like the feel of it, some things that I'm having some issues with, and some things I'm not having any issues with, and it's good and bad that the game does. So, guys, let's dive right into this, guys, and make sure you drop a like and subscribe, guys, and let's get right into this, guys. So anyway, pretty much about the game, guys. So I played about 5 hours of the game. So starting off, this review is not gonna have any spoilers at all. It's about 5 hours worth of gameplay talk, so we don't have to worry about anything of being spoiled or whatever later on in the game, because everything we talk about is going to be only within the first 5 hours of the game. So that being said, is you have nothing to worry about in this review. So anyway, guys, starting off with, let's talk about the positives. Okay, starting off, the game is a very long game. It's about 20 to 20. I think the game is about I think the game is like 20 hours or so. Oh, it's 40 to 45 hours. My bad. Okay, so it's about 40 to 45 hours of gameplay. That is like an average without any extra content. So it's about 40 to 45 hours worth of content, guys. So you're gonna need about two days worth to be to complete this content straight playing. Okay, so Assassin's Creed Valhalla is an action role-playing video game developed by Ubisoft, published by Ubisoft. It is the 12th major installment and the 22nd release in the Assassin's Creed series, and successor of the 2018 Assassin's Creed Odyssey. See, Assassin's Creed Odyssey did not go as well. Assassin's Creed Odyssey graphical wise was absolutely, Assassin's Creed is always just amazing with graphics. That's not ever a big thing, but it is a big thing, but Odyssey was a very good. On the Xbox One X, it looked absolutely amazing. The story was kind of boring though. People felt there was too many this extra tasks to fill that 40 to 45 minute timeline. So Odyssey didn't really get as much fans as Valhalla is getting. So Valhalla, people have been stating that, and my personal experience, that the game has been a very constant flow. And every task seems like there's a reason to it. It's not just extra side quests just to fill time to be able to get to that. I don't know, that to the 40 to 45 hours of gameplay. I think Odyssey was probably on that same thing. So there's a lot of things you can do in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You can go around, you can so after you kind of get, it's like an open world game. So you have your main base camp, then you can go out and raid different people, and you go and raid them. You can collect supplies in your raid, and you have a crew that is in your boat, and you can order them what to do, where to go, while you are commanding the ship that you're on. And that ship, you can have improvements made to your ship with wood. When you go meet the guy that repairs ships, he can repair your ships with wood and that kind of stuff. The more wood you collect and that kind of different things. Well, I have not been able to make any improvements yet because I haven't been in the game long enough to be able to do that, but I have plenty of time to get to that. So that being said, and the fact is that so you can raid whatever island you choose to. You cannot kill your own people. Because on Odyssey you can kill anyone you wanted to, and in Valhalla you cannot kill your own people. Also, you have horses, you have all different types of animals. The environment landscape is really nice. I like how your footprints actually go on the ground when you actually walk in the snow. It's very nicely done with the footprints. Not as good as Red Dead Redemption, but other than that, and also I like how the environment, it's also very well put together. The environment, as for the trees and the landscape and all that, is very well put together. So anyway, besides raiding that kind of stuff, you complete also your side missions. And you also have mission stories. The side missions are like extra things like gathering extra material, money and stuff, so you can buy more supplies and improve your weapons, that kind of stuff, and just complete more extra tasks. Now, for the main missions is what you might get from the king or different associates that you might have to go complete or raid different places or fight. And it's kind of cool. I like the raiding idea. It gives you something else to do. You can take on like a whole camp. Sometimes camps I had to pull out because there's just so many troops there. I didn't have enough troops myself to be able to handle them. So yeah, anyway, Ubisoft, unlike very weird, It is not necessarily known for making games with memorable romance options. Okay, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not exactly a Mass Effect, but it's still got a bunch of potential levels for AVR. Okay, so that's the main story too, right? Like in previous Assassin's Creed games, Ubisoft has shed away from sex in Valhalla. When things begin to heat up in game, the screen fades to black, but the real good stuff is in the romancing parts that come before you. Romance options were first added to the franchise of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Narrative directed told US Gamer after the game release that the option was experimental. Romance certainly wasn't central to the storyline in any way, and these parts are more kind of this extra side task you can do, not actually central to the main storyline. Throughout my time with Valhalla, I had option to romance at least 8 different people with no real gating for sexuality. Major of these options are minor romance that live and die by whatever quest line. I'm currently in a short-lived relationship and span at most a few minutes. Because of this, I was first of the option by how relationship options were like is boring. But as I continued the game, I found a wider variety of relationships options and some more in depth. So that being said, unlike Cyberpunk is gonna have a big jump to that, but anyway, that's a whole different thing for Cyberpunk though. But I know for games, Assassin's Creed is not really a game for that. And also I know when the game starts, you can identify if what your character wants to be. You could be trans, you can be both male and female, mixed, whatever, or you could be male, or you could be female. It is actually kind of interesting to pick. I picked male because I am a male, but you can kind of pick whatever gender you are. You can pick whatever makes you feel happy while playing this game. So I like the different options. I know it had a lot of flack from people when it first came out because people thought you had to play the asexual gender, but as for that though, but actually when I actually got in the game, you're not forced to play that. You can pick male, female, or asexual, so it doesn't really make a difference. So I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's a cool feature that they can put in the game. It allows a lot more people to express how they personally are. So that is good. As for graphics, I had some frame skipping. Okay, now into the more technical side of it. I had a lot of frame skipping. Okay, this is the negative technical side of this review. I had a lot of frame skipping, a lot of negative frame skipping. Like frames would just be skipped. You know when you have like a bad graphics card, it just skips. I had a lot of frame skipping. I was not able to capture any of this, but because you don't know when you're gonna have any frame skipping, so it's kind of impossible to prepare to capture for it. But anyway, also I had some shades of faces, like distant faces were like blue, which didn't make any sense because when you get closer to them, the face actually it's like the face is like a pop-in. Like you see them, but you can't really see the facial features, so you walk up to them and then the face like pops in. That's kind of a major problem, especially in next-gen consoles. I wasn't expecting that. That's kind of a letdown. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Valhalla does not run in a native 4K. It runs on a 4K upscale high definition, but does not run in a native 4K. That is a major thing that some people complain about because of next-gen consoles. This game also does not have ray tracing. Ray tracing is not put in Valhalla. But as for that though, the graphics are so amazing without ray tracing, that kind of stuff, yada yada. When it comes to now, one last problem I had was quick resume. Quick resume failed for me multiple times while playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The game had the quick resume logo. I got into the game, I loaded backward. I was very shocked. And the first time I got in quick resume, I was like, wow. I turned off the console, I load back in the game. But then sadly, as soon as I loaded back in the game froze up and jammed up. So I had to restart the whole game completely and go back to the main menus. And that happened twice to me. So a quick resume failed. It worked in other games, but for some reason in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it failed. So leave in the comments if that happened to you while using quick resume on the Xbox Series X. But anyway, guys, I thank you for tuning in for this short review. I hope I was able to give you a little information. I do advise you buy this game, but I will say, yeah, I'm not gonna say wait for a sale. I would say go ahead and pick this up now. But I would say pick it up for next-gen consoles because you might get a letdown if the load times are snappy on these new consoles. And I liked it a lot because Assassin's Creed usually take forever to load, but right now with these new consoles, that's just a flash. So make sure you buy these games for next gen consoles. I wouldn't recommend buying this game for the old gen. So anyway, guys, take this holy mic, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.